Hello, hello, BU Nation. What's up, guys? Mark Saint here for another edition of Friday Night Live or Friday Night Evening, depending on where you are, or Friday very late at night, depending where you are as well. How you doing? I can see Tisha is already with us. Hello, BU family. Hello, Tisha. How are things with you? How are the preparations for coming to Brazil? Guys, thanks first of all for another live stream. I'm very happy to be here as always. I love you guys, you know that. Being here is a pleasure for me. And I hope we have a great hour together where we're going to talk about everything that concerns Brazil. I'm here to take your questions, to take your comments. If you guys want to contribute with the channel with a super chat, be my guest. You don't have to, but if you do, it's always welcome. If you want to subscribe to the channel, in case you are not, also very welcome. And also we have 3 communities. You can go check them out later and see if you want to help the channel a little bit. Just a couple of dollars, and you are already part of the BU Nation. Okay, today you are BU family, and today you are BU Nation. You can become BU family as well, right? By helping the channel. Just let me tell, everything is working. Yes, okay. You're answering my questions. Always going well. Flights are booked and paid for. Very nice. That's very good. So the visa won't stop you guys from coming to Brazil. Is that right? If you are watching here and you want to share anything about the visa process, it's a pleasure. After all, the visa was established or re-established yesterday, and it's been, making some waves. So I want to hear from you guys. What is the process like in your opinion? If you guys are giving up on coming, if you're still going to stick to it, it's always very good to know. Let me tell you a few things, just in case you guys are new around here. This is your channel, your ultimate channel to learn everything you always wanted to know about Brazil, but using the English language. So you are welcome. If you speak Spanish, please be here as well. If you speak any other language, our universal language here is English. It's easier like this. But you guys are always welcome for all countries and all languages, okay? I myself don't speak English as a first language, but I'm here. So thank you very much for everything. Smash the like button, please. Do not forget to do that. Okay? Smash the like button. And subscribe in case you guys haven't. Just a few things, very fast. Remember, here we have videos every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 4 p.m. Brasilia time. Always Brazil time, okay? Brasilia time. Because Brazil has another time zone. So here in São Paulo, we guide by the Brasilia time. So check your clock, your watch there. It's 4 p.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Go tune to the channel because you're going to have a new video. Sometimes I fail, like it happened this week already. But please be patient with me because it's going to be worth it. I'm always producing new content. I have a lot of videos already worked, just waiting to be posted. So you guys will have a great time on this channel, I promise you. And the videos are very diversified, talking about different things. Remember, we also have a secondary channel, which is Portuguese with Mark Saint. Very good channel as well. We're working on the designing of everything. It's visually very beautiful. It's something I always wanted. And the channel is visually very beautiful. The scenario, a lot of things that I'm going to be exhibiting very soon in the next few videos. I have Fábio Freitas working with me for this, the same creator of the intro. This beautiful intro from the live stream as well was Fábio Freitas with his company, Animadu. Fábio, thank you very much, brother, for everything you do here for the channel. And he's working on a few things for the new channel. So go subscribe to Portuguese with Mark Saint. And have a little bit more of culture, a little bit more of Brazil other than just the channel here. All right? So you guys might know that we have had the visa reestablished for the Americans, for the Canadians, and for the Australians. I posted a video yesterday confirming the news because some people were asking me, right? And something I want to say, guys, is that people ask me, hey, how about the people from the Congress? Like last year, they blocked, they barred the law to return. Why did this not happen this time around? And I had the opportunity to read a few reports on the matter, and something that they said is that there was no, how can I say that? There was no environment for this. There was no, there was no, I think the air was very heavy, according to the politicians, because of the tariffs and everything, and the relationship between the United States and Brazil is still really good. They're partners, but they don't see eye to eye on a few aspects. And the people from the Congress understood that it was not the right moment to fight the government again in order to completely lift the visas for these three peoples and these three nationalities. That doesn't mean it's going to be there forever. They might change their idea in the future, but right now they felt that it was not the right moment for them to clash with the government and fight for another year of exemption of the visa, So that's what I read from the news. But most medias confirmed that, yes, it's official now. If you guys are coming, make sure you get your visa before you get on the plane heading to Brazil. I also received messages from Americans by saying, look, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to stop going to Brazil just because now the government is asking us to get a traveling visa. That's a very nice way to see things. I also had other people, other side. I had another side by saying, no, I have canceled my trip. I won't be doing this. This is outrageous. Forget it. Brazil for me is off the list. Okay, another form to see things. But I made sure through the video and through the comments that life was like this before. I believe Americans and Canadians and Australians always had to pick up a visa to come to Brazil. What changed was with Jair Bolsonaro, the former president, who had a different plan for their relationship with the United States, or our relationship with the United States, and decided to lift these visas. He said that he was focused on the tourism and the dollars that would come in. Some people don't believe him. That was the real reason. But he was the difference. I mean, he made things different, because what was mainstream here was the normal request of the visas for the United States and Canadians and Australians. So just to give you some information. Of course, we're not just going to talk about this. I want to talk about Brazil with you guys. So if you already have your questions, please write me and let's make this debate, a conversation, okay? So that I don't just talk to the moon and talk to myself. Oh, I can't forget about talking about the live streams. Now we're going to have the live streams on Mondays at 6 p.m. and on Fridays at 6 p.m. Europeans wrote me and asked me if there was another time, because 8:30 on Wednesdays was just very hard for them, because you got to consider the time difference, right? So I think it's 4 hours or something. So 8:30, 9, 10, 11, it's going to be 12:30 at night. Can you imagine? So many countries would have a problem. So that's why I changed. Mondays and Fridays now, 6 p.m. Some people in the poll that I made on the channel even asked me for an extra day. And they asked me for Saturdays, because I put Saturdays. What about Saturdays? I'll put both. I'm not going to do this right now. I think it's too much. Let's see the way things play out with these 2 days, Mondays and Fridays. And if it works out well, I will end up putting Saturdays as well. Okay, but I want you guys to participate anyways. I think it's very important that you guys show that it's good for you that we have this, okay? Many countries around the world require a visa for entry. Yeah, Tisha, that's right. I mean, every country has a way to see this law or this philosophy or reciprocity, right? Brazil has a way to see things, and I have heard all kinds of comments. You guys are suicidal, you're shooting your own foot, or it's going to backfire because you depend on the Americans or the Canadians or anything. And look, then again, I told you guys on my last video, I think both the sides have their reasons, okay? If you ask me, what would you do? I would definitely lift the visas for the Americans and the Canadians and the Australians. First of all, my best friends are from the United States of America. Right now I was with another great friend of mine who just came to São Paulo because he bought a property with the channel, and he came to see his building and his property and everything. So my friends are from the United States. I would definitely lift the visas because the number of Americans visiting Brazil, discovering the country, has increased. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. So I would really give more fuel to the fire. I would put more gasoline in the fire. I would definitely lift. Some people will say, but you don't love your country. Come on, you're not being patriotic. Come on, guys. Let's face reality. It is what it is, okay? Do you want to have the same treatment the other countries have? Improve the conditions in Brazil. Improve the conditions in Brazil to the point nobody wants to leave anymore. I don't want to leave my country. I love this place and I want to be here forever. That doesn't mean I'm not going to travel around. I'm not going to even live around. Why not? God made the world for us. I want to explore the world. What is the problem? But I love my country. I see an identity here because I was born here. These people are amazing. So we have our problems, but But I would say, okay, improve your life. Improve conditions. To the point, Brazilians don't feel the necessity of leaving. Okay? I'm not going to judge if Brazilians are correct or not to want to leave Brazil to try their lives in another place. I'm not going to judge. There are a lot of people that also do the same to Brazil. They come to Brazil for a better life. And from different nationalities, okay? Even the supposedly first world countries, as many people like to refer. I see people living in Brazil and say, hey, I wouldn't think of living anywhere else but this place. Right? Just a second, because the cat wants to come in. You're back? Okay. She's back. So, I would definitely lift this visa thing. Because I think it's unquestionable the fact that not having the visa made it easier for Americans to pack and say, I say Americans, but I'm also referring to Canadians, to Australians. It was easy for them to pack and come to Brazil. That's simple. And they always come back. This is saving one or another case. In general, Americans always come back home. They don't stay in Brazil. They don't overstay. I know some people who have, because they just were in love with the country and they forgot the time to return, but that's an exception, and for me it's funny. El Camilo, hello man. How are you? Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us in this live stream. So that's it. I'm not going to discuss politics, economics, that Brazil depends more on the United States than the other way around. You guys say whatever you want to say. I think the question here is reciprocity. The government of Brazil wants to the Brazilians to be treated well and to have the same conditions as the other people who come here. When that doesn't happen, and I'm not saying the Americans are mistreating the Brazilians, I'm just saying that by establishing a visa, the government understands that they need to establish a visa. At least Lula thinks like this. And some other presidents that we had as well. But for me, I'm just answering by myself. If I were the president, I would lift the visa. Okay? Guys, it's not a question. Come on. As I told you, let's face reality. Okay? Let's face reality. The guys live better than we do, financially speaking. There are a lot of good people who live really well here. But still, we have a very, very different margin. Okay? That we still have to fix. When the Americans or the Canadians or the Australians understand Brazilians live really well here and they're just going to their country to get to know their country, because it's positive. We should never demonize tourism, okay? Tourism is important for the world, for life, for humans, you know? But when they understand the Brazilians are going there to come back to Brazil, things will change. So it's up to us to change the scenario in this country, to make things better here. But I'm talking too much. I want to hear your opinion. And about other things, if you guys want to also ask me anything else that I know how to answer and that I can help you, please be my guest. Okay? Tisha is saying, I cannot financially see me being able to retire in my own island, so why not go somewhere? My $1 go much further. I agree, Tisha. It's a logical thing, in my opinion. Hey, you have to make up your mind where you want to be. Come on. So, it's a financial thing, right? You have to use logic. If Brazil is better for your dollars, why not? You know? And I receive a lot of messages from American people, okay, guys? If you don't believe me, just go to my videos and check the comments. A lot of people write, hey, I want to live there eventually. Canadians, Americans, Australians, the British. You know, I have British friends that always say, hey, I want to go to Brazil because this place is amazing. Go check your reels on the other social media for you to see. Go check your shorts. You're going to come across people that will say, I want to live there. So there is always a different aspect when you make a decision like this. Basically, it's not financial. It is financial sometimes when your dollar has more power than the real. Because then you come here and you have the power to... Ronin, Jedi, como vai, Mark? Bem, meu amigo, e você? So thanks for being here, okay? Muito obrigado. So if your money is like 6 times your firepower in this country, of course you're going to want to be here. So I always say, if you want to immigrate, think about becoming a digital nomad, or at least keeping things the way they are in terms of your payment. Because if you make dollars and you live in Brazil, oh my God, that's beautiful. That's just beautiful. I always make this kind of comparisons with my American friends, right? If the dollar is, if the restaurant, you're going to pay, I don't know, let's say 120 reais, right, for your bill. 120 bucks, which for Brazilians is high, depending on the Brazilian. Let's suppose it's 120 reais. You're going to be paying $20 for a big feast, okay? I'm talking about going to one of the best restaurants in the city, having that meal. Let's say that, okay, I'm going to exaggerate here. Let's say that the bill was 600 bucks. 600. I'm calculating here the dollar as 6 reais, okay? Let me see how much the dollar is today. So the dollar to real today. Let's see the rate, the exchange rate that it's been negotiated. 5.86. So I'm gonna pick up, let's say that the bill was $600 divided by 5.86. You're gonna be paying $102 for a 600 real bill. 600 reais in a restaurant, guys. My God, you're gonna eat. Well, you're gonna eat like a pig. You're gonna eat a lot. Or you can go to a very fancy restaurant and you're gonna eat really well as well, and paying just $102. So I say it's crazy. Pick up an Uber. Normally the Uber is 28 reais. Look at this. Medium distances in the city, okay? Like my friends pick up Uber all the time in São Paulo. So normally you pay 28 reais for a ride. I divided by 5.86, which is the dollar rate today. $4, guys. $4 for you to ride everywhere by car. It's just fantastic what a strong currency does, you know? Invest in another country helps strengthen their economy. I totally agree with you, Tisha. Totally agree with you. You know, I think we have to make money roll, you know, everywhere you go. And this is what the critics say, that the government is making a mistake, because this money is stopping from coming from a lot of people. Because a lot of people say, no, I don't want to go to Brazil anymore. Because, you know, even though they have tried to make the process easy and smooth, my friend Jason, you guys might have seen the video, right? He said that after the payment checked in, it took him 24 hours to receive the visa in his email inbox. It was a PDF format. But then I made a video yesterday talking about the visa, and an American woman told me that in her case it took 5 days. So I really want to hear from you people. If you guys are watching and you have been trying to get your visas, let me know what it has been like. If it's been just 1 day, if it's been 5. Okay? Did you guys like the scenario of our live stream today? I'm making things better for you guys, huh? Take a look. We have an intro, we have a new scenario. Fantastic. Let me just call the people from Instagram as well, for them to know. Oh, guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram, help me there as well. I want to make the numbers grow, okay? It's Brazil.unsubtitled. You will find me easily there. Hey guys, I'm live here on YouTube. If you guys want to come and discuss Brazil and debate about the things that are going on in Brazil, please go meet me here or there on YouTube as well. I'm gonna be here for an hour until probably 7-ish. We're gonna be discussing Brazil. I have some people here with me. You are invited. So rush to YouTube. Hey guys, I'm live here on Instagram. Okay, message sent. Do you guys have any questions? Don't forget to smash the like button, please. Do you have Amazon delivery there? Yes, we do. We have an Amazon Brazil, my friend. Amazon is not silly to leave a market like the Brazilian one behind or aside, right? We have 212 million people, as far as I know. So yes, we have Amazon delivery. By the way, that's how I get my books. Because I don't know if you know that I'm an author. I don't have my author mug today, just have the Batman, which I'm using for other things. Check that out. Not even a fan, no? That was a present. So I print my books for my courses. I am still printing with the United States. I'm going to be printing with Brazil pretty soon because I want to scale my business. But Amazon is the company that prints the books for me and they send it to my address and to my students' addresses as well. We don't have eBay in Brazil. We have an equivalent called Mercado Livre, which is really strong. I'm gonna leave the name there for you guys to see. Mercado Livre kind of copied the format and the style of work from Amazon. So they have been delivering things in 24 hours. It's just amazing. Mercado Livre. Also this on other accounts that you guys see on the chat, okay guys? This is from my school. When will the BR 163 road from Brazil to the... Wow, that's a very good question. Geneviero Urocarso, am I saying your name correctly? Wow, that's a very good question. Thanks for that. Is this the one... Let me see, man. If it's the one that I'm thinking, my God, it's been... We change governments one after the other. Nobody solves it. It's unbelievable. If this is the one I'm thinking, okay? BR 163. Let's see if they have any news about this. BR 163. That's a very good question. Thank you. Oh, it crosses the whole of Brazil. No, my friend. Onde começa? Oh, wow. Yeah, look, it's a continental road. There are so many roads, man, that I really didn't remember this one. I don't remember to have read or... It starts in Rio Grande do Sul and it goes up all the way to Suriname, crossing the whole continental country of Brazil. That's just crazy, man. Maybe you are talking about the part that refers to the state of Pará, no? Which is in the north. Because there are many places, probably Rio Grande do Sul, the south, the center, east, that the road is okay. But when it gets to the north, then that's when you have a problem. There's another one called Transamazônica that never comes out of the plans. They just make plans and never invest in this. That's a shame, man. Yeah, I can even see pictures here. So I have no idea when this is gonna be made. But you gave me an idea of a book. I don't want to write books anymore. Enough is enough. I've already written 16 books. Let me write here. I'm gonna make a video about this BR. You see how important it is for you guys to participate, because you give ideas for the channel. Thank you so much for this, buddy. 63 road. Guys, if you are just coming here, remember to subscribe to the channel. Also, we have a secondary channel if you want to learn the Brazilian Portuguese with me and my course created by myself, Portuguese with Mark Saint. I'm investing a lot in the other channel as well. You're going to learn a lot of culture, even if you don't want to learn Portuguese. Let me see if they have any other information about that. Oh, it says here, man, that they are doubling the size of the road in Mato Grosso, the state of Mato Grosso, which is center Brazil. And they say that it's been ongoing since last year, 2023, and it's gonna go up until 2031. 2031. Okay, part of the whole project will be ending this year. So the doubling of the lanes in the districts of Diamantino and Nova Mutum will be finished this year, but the whole thing 2031. You know, the best solution, in my opinion, buddy, Geneviero, the best solution is what São Paulo does. I think most roads in São Paulo, if not 100%, or the southeast, that includes Rio and Espírito Santo, and maybe some places of Minas Gerais, the 4 states of the southeast. They make a concession for the private sector to manage the roads and charge their tolls, right? So what we see is, last time I checked, in a ranking of 10 best roads in Brazil, 9 were in São Paulo. No, you're exaggerating, Mark. I'm serious. 9 roads with the best quality and more safety for the drivers were in São Paulo. 1 was not. I don't remember if it was Rio. I don't remember. But why? Because they are privatized. They are in the hands of the private sector. So, of course, the government will follow to avoid abuse of fees, maybe overpricing the drivers. But some people will say, no, I mean Rio, because I have to say Rio, right? Not Rio. Because, first of all, when you speak English, you need to use the phonetics of the language, Josh. So I'm trying to say Rio to sound like the way you guys speak. Because if I say Rio, it could also be to heal someone, Heal. So normally I say the names that are... Of course, São Paulo, I'm not going to try to say like an American because it doesn't make sense. But Rio is Rio, no? Because it's letter R. So with the phonetics of the language, I respect the phonetics and I say Rio. Okay? So 9 roads were the best. The best 9 roads were in São Paulo because they were in the hands of the private sector. So the government will, of course, keep an eye on what the companies are doing, but they will be free to work. They will be free to pave everything. And at the end of the day, we win with this. We get the benefits of privatizing like this. You know, that's why the same should happen to BR 163, because, you know, my God, I'm 44 years old. They're still talking about privatizing this. So the government is not working well. That's what I think. Okay? If you guys have any other questions, please write. If I don't know, I'm going to search for the information. Okay? Let's see what else is happening in Brazil. I want to see if there is any relevant piece of report for me to share with you. Well, it's still talking about the tariffs and what Brazil is doing in order to protect ourselves from the effects of the tariffs coming from Trump. Even though Brazil is ranked in the or is in the group of the smallest tariffs, right? Because there were others that got 25%. We got 10. But the government is trying to find a way to go around this. Okay? I read somewhere today that China decided to buy a big load, I don't know if it was of wheat, from Brazil because of the United States protectionism. I don't know if it was wheat or if it was any other thing. If I find the report here, I'll let you know. But like Brazil started to benefit from this somehow because China is looking for other partners to supply a few things they bought from the United States. And Brazil was the chosen one. Oh, but I have an interesting piece of news here, guys, for you guys Americans. Take a look. As a citizen from the Republic of Suriname, I'm looking forward to the... Ah, you're from Suriname. Thanks, man. Oh, very good. I like to see people from all over participating. Thank you very much, Geneviero. You're very welcome here. I want to see that happening too. It would be easy for you guys to visit here and vice versa, no? I've really enjoyed watching your São Paulo neighborhood videos. So much character in those areas, but with all the new development and construction, do you sometimes feel like the more so for other parts of the city are disappearing? Are there still places to be fully authentic to you? Wow, congratulations on this question. Garvar, thank you very much. Look what a fantastic, you guys are amazing. It's a bittersweet feeling, Garvar, I have to tell you, to walk around in São Paulo nowadays. Because even my wife said this the other day. There are so many towers, guys. So many towers being put up. You have no idea. I just came from a place, remember I was with an American friend, Joseph, and we went to visit his property, the one he bought with us here from La Vie. And on the Uber way to his apartment, there was a construction right here, gigantic one, and across the street another gigantic one. They were like competing for space. It was just crazy. And everywhere you go, you see cranes, you see construction sites, you see workers. So I don't know how much this is good and how much this is bad. I look at the positive things for everything, Garvar. I see, for example, the more people we have, the more consuming the market becomes. It will attract new businesses. It will attract new concerts. Musicians will want to play in São Paulo. Correct me if I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm overseeing something here. Musicians will start playing São Paulo. New concerts, new everything it will become, guys, a metropolis for the world in terms of events. Maybe ice skating rinking in a country that has no snow. Help me here. Formula One. We already have a Formula One competition here. But many other things. Why? Because the public is just too great for you to ignore. But there's this side that you said. Some of the areas will lose their soul. And what I used to see in the past was a movement on the part of the city hall to preserve specific areas. Like, I don't know if you had any specific idea in your head when you ask me this in terms of neighborhood. But if you take Vila Madalena, for example, there are certain areas that cannot be constructed. If you take Jardins, for example, there are certain areas that still cannot be constructed. They call patrimônio tombado or something like this, meaning that there are areas where buildings cannot go up. It has to be horizontal, not vertical. And I think this is a form of the city hall to preserve the authenticity of that neighborhood, sometimes Italian, sometimes Spanish. Imagine Liberdade, for that matter, a neighborhood that is Japanese, right? Starting to have constructions and constructions. You decharacterize the whole neighborhood, in my opinion. I agree with you. So there is a movement on part of the city hall to preserve these specific areas. I still felt Pinheiros hasn't been affected, even though you have ginormous towers being constructed. Pinheiros still has the essence of the villas. There are some alleys, guys, that are cobblestone on the floor. and the neighbors they exchange sugar, just so you see, or coffee, because they know each other. They know one another. So I still felt the soul of a few of those neighborhoods, but some others are losing it, because maybe it is what it is. That's the way things are. Maybe it's gonna give a space for a new kind of format, a futuristic format of neighborhood with another kind of attraction. I don't know. Who knows? I still tell you, because of the size of São Paulo, there are still great places to visit. There are restaurants that you will just find if you are walking. Like I have the experience of being on the streets like a tourist. So I am actually on your shoes when I go there. I'm representing you guys. I'm living what I want you guys to live when you come. And sometimes I walk by a place that is an alley that if you don't pay attention, you won't even notice that by the two sides you have plants and plants and plants. And right at the end of the alley, you have a very cozy restaurant with a very nice design in wood, tables outside, amazing. Full of soul, with yellow lights, very relaxing, with a very low soul Brazilian music. So we still can find this. But other areas, depending where you go, it's just towers. Once I was told São Paulo had more towers than New York City. I wonder what it's going to be in the next few years, because if we already had more towers, what to say about what is coming, you know? Because it's incredible. And the landscaping is changing really fast. If you spend like too much time without going to a street, Garvar, sorry. If you spend too much time, you will end up not recognizing that neighborhood anymore, because you're gonna say, "Hey, when did they build this tower? I don't remember that." Because things just change out of the blue. So Josh is saying the cultural Caribbean country and one Indonesian food. Okay. Ah man, why didn't it spill to Brazil? Because Brazil is too big, right? Even if you consider the closest state, which would be Pará, look at the size of Pará. It's basically the size of Germany. So very hard. Question I have: in America, a lot of Americans are angry at Trump's tariffs, who, as far as I know, implemented to bring jobs back to America. Yet in Brazil had these same kind of tariffs for decades, for practically the same reason, yet no one there had a problem with that. But why? You mean Brazil established these tariffs where? To the partners? You're saying that Brazil is protectionist, is that? Yeah, I don't know. That's a very good question. I don't know. Maybe people are not paying attention, right? Only the people who are really affected to this kind of things, who have to do business, like the big companies who have to do business with these partners. Maybe they are the ones that are more, informed about these things. The rest of the population is worried about other things, I guess. No idea. I think you have to be more specific. I don't know which tariffs you're talking about for each partners exactly. And I wonder which benefits you are having when you put those tariffs. Just protecting the internal market, because that's the idea maybe, right? I feel it's so important to preserve the old town, those places. Yes. Yes, man. But still on this topic of the construction, Garver. I'm afraid of the lobbies, you know, because nowadays, because look, I'm a layman. I mean, I understand a little about this, but if they're building towers like that, that's because they have a public for this. They have consumers for their properties, right? And they are fighting, and when I say fighting, it's just flying quotations, but they're competing to see who gets the best piece of land, right? And nowadays, having a piece of land is something very hard to find. It's like going to El Dorado and find gold, something like this. So it's very hard to find a place where you can put up a tower. So what is happening? The houses are being bought. Sometimes they come here and they buy a whole block with old houses. And very traditional neighborhoods like Mocha, that is Italian in the east side, the houses are giving place to the towers, to the skyscrapers. So you just hear, oh, São Paulo is building now the biggest skyscraper in the city. And then it's not the biggest anymore because another tower is going to be even higher. So amazing. Amazing in terms of how things are going. So if you don't have an initiative on the part of the government to really say, come on, not here, because there are cases, Garvar, I have read this in the newspaper, there are cases that the construction, the developers, they harass that community, that street, that block to sell their property. We're talking about families that have been established for more than 50 years. And they are harassing the people. And sometimes they create intrigues. It's like really Lex Luthor, you know. They convince one neighbor and then they put this neighbor against this guy who doesn't want to sell. And then he convinces another and another and another. So suddenly they gang up against that guy that didn't want to sell. So neighbors that have known each other for many years are suddenly becoming enemies. Why? Because of the ambition of these companies, these developers, to build towers, and they will go over the families if necessary. So if you don't have a regulation for this kind of things, you're gonna create a big problem for the city, because we are losing the essence of many neighborhoods. And I agree with you, totally agree. For example, imagine this getting to Bexiga. I don't know if you are aware, Bexiga is an Italian neighborhood in São Paulo. The best they called Cantina, which is a traditional Italian restaurant. You see the owner, it's a guy with white hair, immigrant to São Paulo, probably came during World War II, or he came with his father or mother or with both, and opened a business. So imagine buildings getting there. They're going to destroy all this beauty, because you go to these places, you feel as if you were in Italy. It's just incredible. Gentrification, I didn't know that. Yeah, it might be this. I have heard of this word, but I don't remember the meaning. It's probably not something I use very much. But yes, people forced because of new developments happening a lot. And about the tariffs, yes. I think, buddy, there is another thing about the electronics, right? Many of them are not produced in the country, so if they gave like incentives for the companies to also produce inside the country, it would be amazing. Like I remember Steve Jobs saying, oh, we haven't, back, I don't know when, maybe 15, 20 years ago, don't remember. He said, I'm still trying to understand Brazil, because Brazil has some taxes that I don't understand. So He said this in 1 year, okay, but he opened in the following, right? He opened a production company, or at least they started to be assembled in Brazil, the tablets and the iPhones. But I don't know what happened to this company that was assembling the equipments for Apple. I don't know. I think the government really needed to create incentives for these companies to produce things locally, to reduce the prices of this electronics, right? Because yeah, man, don't even get me started on this. If I show you the prices of iPhones, you're gonna think, oh, you Brazilians are rich. Sometimes I think Brazilians are rich. There are a lot of people who are, but come on, if you see how much the iPhone is charged here, and if you see how much is the minimum wage, you're gonna see, come on, the iPhone cost is 12 times the minimum wage. How possible is this? 10 grand for an iPhone. Which one is the most modern iPhone? I haven't been following Apple. Is it 14? 16, right? Yeah, everything that comes from abroad is expensive in Brazil. That's for sure. That's for sure. Let's check how much an iPhone 16e costs. Is this the latest? Please confirm if you guys know. It doesn't seem to be the latest based on the price here. I have a friend who works for Apple. I should have asked him. iPhone 16 Pro Max is the latest one, guys. I'm going to use this as an example. If it's not, let me know which model is, so that I can check. But look at that, iPhone 16. I'm going to tell you a few prices in Brazil, okay? In one of the supermarkets, 9,999 reais. That is $1,706. But in reais, 9,999. It would be something like this. You guys from the United States, $10,000, the iPhone. Imagine the salary that you make there, or the wages that you make. You pay $10,000 for the iPhone. That's equivalent for us. Let's suppose that a Brazilian makes 3,500 reais. It's 9,000, buddy. There are other places that are cheaper. 8,000. 8,834. There is one here with 1 terabyte, titanium. 11,999. Where? Amazon Brazil. Because we have an Amazon.br in Brazil. .com.br. Can you imagine? 11,999. Oh, look, we have other prices. 12,576. There is one here. Please confirm. I don't know if it's realistic. 16 Pro Max 24K full gold. 18,825 reais and 85 cents. Does that really exist? iPhone 16 Pro Max 24K full gold. Jesus. 18,000, guys. So Brazilians are definitely rich. because I would never pay this for an iPhone or for any phones. Not because it's iPhone. I really like iPhone. It's my favorite telephone, but I would never pay 11,999 reais for a cell phone just because it's yellow. It's a lot of money. Anytime an item like an iPhone is imported, the person, possibly a retail store, may have to increase that original wholesale price by 300% or more in order to make a reasonable profit. That's true. Knowing that iPhones and electronics are expensive there, how did the average Brazilians manage to have anyone to talk to? Did they still use phone booths, landlines? Josh, you have very funny questions, man. Do they still use phone booths? Landlines, okay. Oh my god, like phones to talk to, since the average Brazilian still have phones anyway. And even average Brazilian business have phones. Phone booths, yes, they do use phone booths, and they go inside and rip the shirt off and fly off like Superman. Oh yes, listen, we have other manufacturers in Brazil, but that's an interesting question, because I was thinking about this the other day, walking around the city. You don't see a public phone anywhere anymore. Just anywhere. They all disappeared. Landlines. I don't remember the last time somebody had a landline. I definitely don't remember. You know? We have other manufacturers as well. We have Samsung that produces cheaper phones, but be careful. And I told you this the other time when you were here talking to us. Be careful to generalize, because how can you generalize a country with 212 million people? How many people are there in the United States? 300. How can you generalize? How can you say everybody eats French fries, or does this or does that? Like one day the guy said, "Oh, he looks like a Brazilian," and I said, "What does a Brazilian look like?" Because I really don't know. When you walk on the streets, you see people of all races, all styles, all hairstyles, all colors, all religions, all eye colors. So we have a lot of rich people. And it's, something that I find funny. Knowledge frees you, right? Because when you have knowledge, you are a free person, full of all prejudice, all ties, all misconceptions. And the countries that understand that, or the business people, I'm a businessman now, so I understand this better, that understand that, they make more money. Because they study the market, they realize what they have there, the potential that it is to invest in that country, and they end up becoming millionaire. Look at what is happening to BYD. One great market of BYD in the world is São Paulo, is Brazil. And the cars are not cheap, Josh. If you check the prices, buddy, the prices are not cheap. They're over 100,000. And then you can ask, how come there are so many towers being constructed and they all sell out? What does that tell you? People don't have money, right? Wow, $2,200. That's a lot, Tisha. Wow. Yes, people are saying that with the tariffs now, I've heard, okay, correct me if I'm mistaken, the prices of iPhones will increase in the United States, right? For Americans, things will get more expensive because many of the pieces, the parts are produced abroad. So Apple is going to have to pay a lot of tariffs. Is that correct? But anyways, I see a lot of BYDs and GWMs, which is Great Wall Motors. Haval, which is a very expensive car, 350,000, I guess. I see that every day, 3, 4, 5 times a day, sometimes more. From different people. It's not the same guy driving by and I'm sitting, okay, in the neighborhood, just to make it clear. But they're selling a lot in Brazil, a lot. They're selling like hotcakes, you know. We have a lot of Chinese brands of cell phones in Brazil as well. We have Samsung, we have Nokia. What else? We have Motorola, LG. Televisions also sell very much in Brazil. Smart TVs. Brazilians love to have a television. That's not my case. It might. No, I don't think anybody will ever match the prices of iPhones in Brazil, Josh. I don't think so. But it's a shame if you think about it, no? Because you guys are the producers, the creators of the technology, and you're having to pay absurd for something that it's national. At least we have the excuse here that we're buying something from abroad, so... Here I would pay Apple iPhone 16 13,195 Brazilian reais in Suriname. You see, guys, it's just nuts. Just nuts. I don't know about you, but I don't have this necessity of having the latest iPhone. I think if the phone is working, I can access the social media, pay my bills, do my job, watch my videos. It's fine, you know. I prefer my money to be invested in other things, other more important things, like producing more money, for instance. In Norway. Okay, but I thought you said you... So you are from Suriname, is this? Or you were just asking? I'm sorry if I missed it. You said you're a citizen from the Republic of Suriname. No, that was Geneviero. Sorry, it was not you. I mixed up here. Sorry. So yeah, so Norway. In Norway, $13,195. But in your look, it's euro, no? You guys have euros. Norway is part of the European Union. Is that correct? No, it's not a member of the European Union. Okay, just the economic area. So how much in your money would that be crazy if you compare that to how much you guys make? Compared like to how much, like I did the comparison here, like we make 3,500 if basically two minimum wages in Brazil, and the cell phone is 10,000. How much in your country, based on what you guys make per month? 23,990. Well, the comparison, Garvar, that the people make. Oh, so good to have a guy from Norway watching us. Thank you very much. I love YouTube. YouTube just spreads, man. It's just insane to think that we are talking to people from all over the world. It's just insane. I think the comparison we have to make here, Garvar, is okay, so you make, oh, that's good. So it makes 60,000, and then the iPhone is 23,000. Yes. Now compared to Brazil, I'm getting a regular citizen, because there are people that make 20,000, okay? People that make 15, people that make 50. But the regular Brazilian will make, I don't know, maybe one minimum wage, two. they would have to work a whole year without eating and consuming anything else just to have the iPhone. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. But then again, I can't generalize because there are people who will buy this easily, right? I have a personal phone and a work phone. One is a Xiaomi. Yeah, I used to have a Xiaomi from China. The other one is the Doji. This one I don't know, Tisha. 200 USD. The Xiaomi, I used to have one, but once I dropped it, Tisha, and it cracked the screen, I got the screen changed like 3 times. The third time I gave up. I said, no, I'm not gonna work with this anymore. I don't know. My brother has had one for many years and it's okay, but in my case, it didn't work. iPhones are built in Shenzhen, China, I believe. Yes, you are correct. My friend is here. How are you, man? Perdido no Globo. I hope everything is okay there. Yeah. Let's see where this tariffs war with China will end, right? And with the other countries as well. Because the consequences of that are still to be seen, right? For everybody, I guess. People are afraid of a global recession. At least that's what the media is saying. But I don't know. Guys, smash the like button. Don't forget, we are approaching to the end. Remember, it's just 1 hour. We're past the 7:08 already. So I want to thank you all for the comments. I want to thank you for the participation. Tisha, Garvar, Josh, Geneviero from Suriname, Perdido no Globo. Thank you all for being here with me, for participating. For Ronin, Jedi, thank you very much. El Camello. I hope you guys can be here every Mondays and Fridays for us to have a conversation, share our ideas, and have fun. That is more important. Remember to smash the like button. Please subscribe to the channel in case you haven't. And go visit the Brazilian Portuguese channel. It's called Portuguese with Mark Saint. Producing a lot of contents there, 3 videos every week as well. And you're gonna learn about not only the language but the culture. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I promise you guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm leaving because I have other things now. And I'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Remember, 6 o'clock I'll be here on Monday and also on Friday. Videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 4 p.m. Brazilian time. Thank you very much. God bless you all.